crazy how much faster you can move when you know exactly what needs to get done. I've talked about this a lot on my channel probably, but when I think back on all the times where I'm kind of like struggling mentally or a little bit less fired up about what I'm working on, it's just because I don't have a clear idea of what to do, which then in turn leads me a little bit slower to execute, which is not a fun feeling considering I'm at the stage of my life where I base a significant amount of my self-worth on my performance. So, that's a fun little side tangent. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not fun to be working on things and not feeling like you're getting stuff done. For those of you who are new, here's what I'm specifically talking about, right? I own a hockey media business, so we have a busy season, which is like August to March, roughly, and then we have a bit of a slower season right now. And right now we're in a slower season, and I know what issues we ran into last year, and I had a complete, clear game plan of what we need to do before next season, which is primarily recruit trusted videographers and just like prep for advertising, pretty much. Like, get things in place to ramp up the lead generation. And, that was like a clear thing I knew we needed to do. But when revenue started slowing down in April, I was like, oh, we need to still make money before next season, right? But like, why? I guess what I'm saying is, like, I've been making the trade-off between sacrificing revenue now because I know we can make a lot more next season if I just follow my goddamn plan of what needs to get done. And now that I'm fully locked into doing that and not going on side quests of short-term revenue, I've been able to move so fast. Like, it's crazy. Like, this week I built like 5 whole email sequences for different parts where it's like, okay, we have our new subscriber sequence, we have our Facebook lead sequence. Now they're segmented by their interest. Then we have our post-sale sequence, we have our onboarding sequence. It's like all that while simultaneously interviewing people, setting up a full recruiting system, a full dashboard to manage the videographers, while also sorting through my whole CRM, organizing all the pipelines, making a basic sales dashboard to track that. It's like, and running a completely new campaign. And it's like, that sounds like a lot, and I'm a big focus guy, but it's like, if you look in all of those buckets, they're all related to the two things of advertising and recruiting. Versus when I was moving a little slower and I was struggling a little more mentally back when I was kind of chasing the short-term revenue, I was like, okay, do we go after coaches? Do we go after tournaments? I set up like a whole cold email thing. I haven't talked about this on here because like it was during the time where I wasn't really posting. I like learned how to code and built a fucking web scraper. But for what? For what? That is not related to next season, which now, like, first of all, we already have an acquisition channel that works, right? Like, meta ads, like, not to pat myself in the back, I'm very good at running meta ads. Posted a video not that long ago about it if you want to check it out. We also get inbound flow from like our content or repeat customers. So, like, we have something that works. Why am I building a whole cold email system? And when I thought about that, I was really ready to like deploy this and be like, okay, like this is how we're gonna make money now. But the more I thought about it, I was like, okay, but the more time we spend on this, the less time we're spending actually prepping for like the real time where we can make money. And what really like hit me and got me to lock back into like, okay, you have a golden opportunity to get everything perfect before the season, okay, versus like pursuing money now and getting everything kind of right and then running into more pain during the season. So it's like I'm very much just in the time of like sacrificing short-term pleasure for avoiding like pain in the future. And I feel like everything I'm doing, like I can fully say with confidence, everything I'm doing right now is going to make it so much easier to grow faster during the season. But it's like it doesn't look like much because we're not growing a lot now. But it's like I know that what we're doing needs to be done for us to be able to grow exponentially when it's time to grow. So it's just like, it's a weird thing because you have to fight it. Like, it's such a fight as an entrepreneur to be like, okay, I know I can make money right now, but I'm trading this now tiny pot of money for a significantly bigger pot of money in 4 or 5 months, 3-4 months at this point, honestly. But it's just like, you just gotta sit with that and you just gotta do that. what I was saying was the thing that like hit me with this was I was listening to one of those Hormozy podcasts where it's like they're at the workshop, the acquisition.com workshop, and they're asking questions. And the one kid had a seasonal service-based business. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting, right? And Hormozy was like, look at the Halloween store, right? Like the Halloween store's only open for whatever period of time, but they make all their money in that period of time. So it's like, what's wrong with the fact that they're a seasonal business, but they spend the whole rest of their year advertising and recruiting for that seasonal business, and then they just make as much money as possible during that time that then sustains them throughout the year. I'm like, oh, like we could do that. Like we could just take summer off. Not really, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, I could be spending all this time to just absolutely maximize that period where it is realistic to make significantly more money versus changing now. And it's not like we're not making any money now. Like this month we're probably doing 15 grand in revenue, roughly. And probably my most profitable month yet because I've been fucking doing everything. But like we could ramp up more. We could do that. And I think the reason it was harder for me to execute when I was like half towards the idea of like, okay, like let's figure out a new way to make money now versus let's just prep everything that we know it works, set up everything so we could just run the same play this year that we know worked last year, but with more infrastructure and do it better. Like, it was a weird phase where I was like, okay, like, because I kind of felt guilty working on those things. I was like, oh, like, I know this is not, like, the actual plan, but it feels good to work on this in the short term because we could make money now. But it's like, sometimes you need to not make money now to make much more money in the future. And, yeah, I'm fully confident that's going to be the case. So, yeah, I guess the starter point of this video was to talk about, like, how you can execute a lot better when you know exactly what needs to get done. But it kind of just turned into, like, a strategic, like, this is the trade-off I'm making, and maybe there's a trade-off in your business that you should be making that you're not making. But, yeah, it's a lot easier for me to work on these things because I know, like, this is exactly what we need to be doing, which then allows me to move a lot faster, which is making things better. And I don't know, like, I'm very happy with the path that I'm on just starting this week. It's like, holy shit. And it's not even like I'm working crazy. Like, I'm working 8 hours a day pretty much. I track, you know, like, I have a timeline. I've talked about this before, but I track, like, literally every single task that I do and how long it takes me to do it. And it's about 8 hours a day. And that's not crazy. I've noticed that, like, the longer, like, the 11-hour days, that's typically when I'm doing, like, bullshit busy work, like running around like a crazy person. And those aren't actually days I move the needle forward. But it's like, that's all you really need. Like, 8 hours a day, every day, of, like, focused things that move your business forward. Like, you can get so much done. It's absurd. It's absurd. So, yeah, I'm stoked this week. Killed this week. Very happy with this week. And that's all I gotta say. I mean, it's a lot easier when you know exactly what you need to do. So figure out what you need to do and fucking do it.